Hey everyone, welcome. So I thought I'd do a little video on clearing negative energy without spiritual bypassing. So I think a lot of folks use meditation or energy healing, energy work to actually escape what they're feeling rather than to transform it or transmute it. And a lot of my work is about teaching my clients how to become empowered alchemists. And what is an alchemist? Well, an alchemist is someone who knows that inside anything is the seed of its opposite. So inside, kind of like they say, inside the poison is actually the antidote. So it's almost like a shift of mindset where you're not trying to get rid of anything or be at war with anything. You're actually trying, as an alchemist, you're trying to see the light within what it is that you're trying to transform. So when we're talking about negativity, when we're talking about heaviness, density, just feeling like we're out of alignment in some ways, a lot of us will try to escape in some ways. And the invitation here is actually to stop for a second, to really feel what you're feeling, and to start considering the possibility that nothing is actually completely negative, and that within that negativity, within what you're trying to get rid of, is actually the seed of peace, or the seed of wholeness, or the seed of healing, whatever it is that you're trying, that you would prefer to experience. So the alchemist, the whole job of the alchemist is to transmute the dense, the heavy, into light. And to realize that there is nothing to get rid of or destroy. That everything in some way is manure, is compost, is nourishment, and that we, as empowered alchemists, have to be able to, one, receive it. You can't transmute something you haven't received. You can't digest something you haven't really taken in. So to really take in what it is that we don't want. So the depression, the anxiety, the sadness, the grief, the anger, the disappointment, the sense of betrayal, whatever it is, the resentment. So take it in. Be willing to consider that within it is light. And it is that alchemical presence where we take something in and we hold it, withhold it with like open hands in some ways. We're not trying to get rid of it. We're not trying to figure it out. We're not trying to fix it. We are literally just holding it and looking for the light within it, like allowing the light within it to show itself, to emerge out of the density. And it is that willingness to be with something, that knowing that light and love is within that thing, that actually starts to digest it and starts to transmute it. So it is what frees it and what transforms it. And at the end of this video, I will lead you through a little practice. It's actually an energy work practice to release negativity and density as well. So the alchemists know that the moment that we try to get rid of something, or to figure it out, to break it up, to release it in a way that feels forceful, then we are at war with it. And healing is about the end of war. So how can we actually heal? How can we become whole if the way we go about it actually is anchored in war? So we can't end what feels dense, what feels heavy. We can't transform negativity by being at war with it. We literally have to become open, become willing, become soft, and start seeing the light that is within it. The other thing I will say to you is energy work is intention. So when we're talking about, you might say to me, well, that's all good, that's philosophical, but I'm in pain right now. I'm struggling right now. Like, how do I shift this? And what I will say to you is shifting energy work is about intention. You can literally use just about anything to shift your energy. It's about intending it. It's about deciding it. So you can shift the heavy, the dense into light, into peace by willing it. You can go for a walk and decide that every step, your intention is that every step you're moving the energy and you're clearing it and you're offering it to the earth to turn into compost. I will lead you through a practice that does that in a minute. You could take a bath, put some salt in there, and the intention is that all the stress, all the heaviness is literally draining out of you into the water, and then will go in the drain and be alchemized later in the waters of life. You could take some deep breath, and with every in-breath you're breathing in the luminosity of life. You're breathing in love, and with every out-breath you're releasing what no longer serves you, what feels heavy. So it's not so much what we do, it's about the intention of what we do, like the intention we have behind what we do. You could make a cup of tea and infuse the water with healing energy, and your intention is for the water, as it flows through your system, as the tea flows through your system, to release and heal negativity and denseness and heaviness. So that's the thing I want you to keep in mind, outside of the fact that nothing is negative really, and everything has the seed of love, has the seed of light. The other is that intention is what heals. It is the beginning, it is the root, the ground of healing, and that anything and any action, any behavior, meditation can be used to release, to heal, to make whole, as long as you have the intention to do so behind it. And I think there's a lot of people who do things, but they're not clear within themselves what the intention is. So they're going to hold this pain, but they're not clear that the intention in holding this pain is to see the light, is to see the love within it, and to essentially transmute the whole denseness into that light, into that love. They're not clear. They're going to go for a walk. They know going for a walk makes them feel better, but they're not clear. They don't have the clear intention that in this walk they're going to literally move the energy, take in the energy of life, and let go through each step, through each out breath, the energy that feels stale, that feels dense, that feels heavy. So when clearing energy, make sure your intention is defined. All right, so let's go into this little practice. I'm going to give you the basics of it so that you can then play with it on your own. And this is something that you can be done in literally 2-3 minutes, and that's the intention here. I'm going to run through this practice in a couple minutes with you. It is also a practice that you could literally do every morning or every evening for 5-10 minutes. So you can do this standing up. I actually love doing this practice standing up, but you can also do it sitting down. I don't particularly recommend it lying down. I prefer either just the upright position, either standing or sitting. So the first step is to actually come home to yourself. Feel what it feels like to be you. Don't try to move past that right away. If there is heaviness, if there is sadness, if there is grief, if there is resentment, if there is disappointment, if there's pain, even physical pain, feel it. Be with it, own it, welcome it, say hi to it. It is in you. It is part of you. To be an alchemist is to literally say no to nothing. To be an alchemist is to see the beauty, the gold, the light in everything. And this is how we come to love ourselves. So that's the first step, is as you sit here and you take a few breaths, what does it feel like to be you? Come home to you and just be with it. No shifting out of it, no trying to fix it, no trying to figure it out, no trying to make it go away. Just be for just a few breaths with what it feels like to be you, however uncomfortable it might feel. The aim at the beginning is to be with ourselves, to relax with what is, and to contemplate that the seed of love, the seed of light, the seed of healing and wholeness is there even in that. And to stop being at war with ourselves, at war with what we're feeling, at war with the circumstances of our lives, to just end the war. Peace cannot come from being at war with anything. Once you've really met yourself, held yourself, welcomed yourself fully and completely, then I invite you to imagine a sun above you. And this can literally be the real sun, or for me, it usually just is an orb of divine light. Imagine that the sun above you pours itself. It's made of light, it's made of wisdom, it's made of love. It pours itself down onto you. And it enters you right through the top of your head. The rays of this divine light enters you, moves down into you, permeates you. Allow it to literally move down your body, and every time it touches something that feels dense or heavy, it kisses it. It kisses it with love, with luminosity, with radiance. And as it kisses everything, as it meets everything that feels heavy, it transforms it into the light that it already is. It literally intuitively knows that within any denseness, any heaviness, anything that feels difficult is the seed of love, is the seed of the divine, is the seed of light. And what it does as it touches what feels heavy is it literally allows that seed within it to grow and grow and grow and digest anything that feels heavy about itself. All the way to the point where the only thing that's left is light, is love. So sense, imagine, trust that this energy is moving through you. It's divine grace incarnate, coming to soothe you, to relieve you, to show you that all there is light. Once you feel like you've been really permeated with light and light has done all its job, then imagine that any residue of darkness, anything that doesn't feel whole or aligned just yet, starts to move down almost like as pushed by the light and starts to drain with every breath, with every out-breath. It's draining out of you into the earth. And it's not just going right on the surface of the earth. It's almost like there's a pathway there, and it's sliding down deep, deep, deep into the earth, all the way to the core of the earth, all the way into its molten core. And imagine, see any residue of heaviness, any residue of density, of tension, of negativity, of pain, drain itself into the molten core of the earth, and see it essentially in the heat of that creative energy burn itself up into compost. Compost that the earth can use to nourish itself and to nourish all beings. Because even the earth knows how to get that seed of light out of anything. The earth is the master alchemist. It uses death and it turns it into life. It sees that nothing is heavy, nothing is dark, nothing is dense, nothing is worthless. Everything is food, everything is energy, everything is light and love. Once you feel fully cleansed and cleared, then the last little bit you can do, you can stop the exercise here, but if you're getting ready for your day, for example, there's still some time left in your day, you can take this energy, this light that's permeated you, and allow it to expand. Allow it to expand and not just be within you, but to start expanding outside of you. And imagine it as a bubble of light. It's a luminous, loving bubble of light, and it is a shield. It protects you from taking in what is not yours. It protects you from losing your way and getting filled up with the density that can be around us. Once again, it also helps you to create and uphold your own sacred boundaries so that you can stay within your own self and you can hold your own being without taking on what is not yours to take on and what it would not be beneficial for you to take on. It allows you to uphold these boundaries and to create them without making anything into an enemy. You can see and feel the kernel of love, of light in every human, in every circumstance, and still say, I do not wish you within me. And you can wish them well and you can bless them. So that's a little practice for you to play with. It can be done in a few minutes when you know it, and it can take 10-15 minutes, whatever feels good for you. All right, thanks for joining me. Blessings to you, and I'll talk to you soon.